Hello, Algebra 1 students. For Mr. Fry, I'm looking at the word problems involving rate of change. This is January 4th and this is due on the 5th. I'm going to take a look at the odd ones. You can go ahead and do the even ones on your own. Go ahead and make mistakes. You learn from doing so. As long as you are learning from your mistakes, you're making progress. So let's get started. Number one, when the dependent variable increases, and when the independent variable increases, the rate of change is positive, negative, 0, undefined, or circle 1. Or undefined, circle 1. Okay, so here we go. We have our dependent variable and our independent variable. Remember, the dependent is going to be the y's. The independents are going to be the x's. I have this up here because this is the formula for slope. This is the rate of change. This is... you get coordinates and you get the y coordinates, the second one minus the first one, over the second x coordinate minus the first one, and you get a rate of change. So understanding that, you're dependent and independent, well, I have some examples here to try. Number one, I have the dependent and the independent. And I just started with 1 over 1. And if they're both increasing by 1, and I have one increasing a little bit more than the other, and vice versa. Notice in all of these, they're all positive. So you're going to have a positive rate of change. For number 3, when the dependent variable, and guys, slow this down as needed, and pause this as needed. When the dependent variable decreases as the independent variable increases, the rate of change is what? Well, take a look at this. When you have the dependent decreasing and the independent increasing, so this is the dependent is decreasing and the independent is increasing. I just used 3 examples. Notice that all of these would be negative. Okay, and by the way, I also put these on a graph so you could see what the heck I'm talking about. So number 1, here are all my, here's my my 1 over 1 for number 1. 1 over 1 slope, 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So this is my 1 over 1 slope. Notice that it's increasing. Here's my 3 over 5. So it goes up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 5. This is my up 3 over 5 slope. And here's my up 5 over 3 slope. Okay, notice that these are all increasing. Number 3, I did my negative 1 over 1, negative 3 over 5, negative 5 over 3, and I have these 3 slopes. Notice that they're all decreasing. Okay, you always read a graph left to right, just like you write your name left to right. You read it left to right, and it's going down. Okay? When you get to number 5, you have these directions here. Just write these in ordered pair time units. Time is going to be the input, units is going to be the output, time is going to be the independent variable, the units is going to be the dependent variable. So you're going to just write these as 20, 35, and 25, 40. You're just going to put them together like this. 20, 35, 25, 40. That was just to get you started on looking at what you are to do for 7 through 13, 6 through 13, but I'm going to do 7, doing the odd ones. So if we have a scuba diver that is 30 feet below the surface of water 10 seconds after he entered the water, and 100 feet below the surface of after 40 seconds, what is the scuba diver's rate of change? Okay, so I have my time and I have my units, and once again I have my time and I have my units. Okay, and the rate of change is going to be that 7/3. Taking a look at number 9. Teacher weighed 100, and once again pause this and stop and take a look at it so you can understand it. A teacher weighed 145 pounds in 1986 and weighs 190 pounds in 2007. What was the rate of change in weight? Well, I have my time and weight, And I have the rate of change worked out here, and I have 15/7. This reduces down to. Take a look at number 11. Michael started his savings account with $300. After 4 weeks, he had $350, and after 9 weeks, he had $400. What is the rate of change of money in his savings account per week? So take a look at number 11. And take a look at, I take my y2 minus my y1, x2 minus my x1, and the rate of change would be 10, or 10/1. And number 13, after 30 baseball games, A-Rod had 25 hits. After 100 games, he had 80 hits. What is his average hits per baseball game? I worked it out to 0.786, but as a fraction, I just take these x and y values, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, and I get 11/14, or 0.786, rounded. And then find the slope of a line that has these points. You could go ahead and do 14. I did 15. Notice I have an 8 and an 8. I have the same x value. When that happens, and you end up with, so these are the ordered pairs. When you have a 0 down here, when you do that, you'll get an error on your calculator. When you have 6 divided by 0, it'll say error. When that happens, remember that's undefined. It's going to be a vertical line. In other words, I have it drawn out here for you for number 15. I put those points on this coordinate plane. Here's my 8, 0, and here's my 8, 6. Notice that it's a vertical line. Okay, that's going to be a straight up and down line. If you have a 0 on top, if you have the same y values, the 0 on top is going to be no slope. That would be a horizontal line. Okay, that would be a line like this. But this one happens to be vertical, and this is called undefined. Okay? All right, hopefully this helps, and good luck.